Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the Dubai Sevens semi-finals. South Africa taking on Fiji. Now, this game is one that is a dream match. It's one that at the start of the competition we would have loved to see as the final, as the semi-quarters, wherever it is. This game had to happen, and it is now going to be part of the semi-finals. Now, for Fiji, they've had a relatively decent Dubai Sevens. They've had their ups, they've had their downs, but a side that has been consistently strong is the South Africans. They have won every single game that they have played in, and they are looking to continue that momentum to once again become the Dubai Sevens defending champs. For Fiji in their quarterfinal, they were 29-0 up at halftime, but then it was the persistence and the passion of the Irish that brought them back into the game, and in the end, Fiji winning it 29 points to 24. The game for the Blitzboks went very differently. They were able to get themselves a comfortable win over Australia, 24 points to 7, some individual brilliance alongside a lot of teamwork that managed to keep them in the game. But both of these sides have suffered a little bit when it comes to the discipline, the yellow cards, mainly for the Blitzboks, but their kicking game could be something that helped them over the line for the semi-final as well. In the chat, we have got Ali has said, go Fiji, go. We have got Tosafiti Tosa from DK. Hi, Hamish says Manus and super nervous for this game. It is pretty much, for me, the equivalent of a final. And it's only happening as a semi. Whoever wins this game has to go on to the Dubai Sevens final to face either New Zealand or Argentina. And we will know who is going to win that game in only about 30 minutes time, as we are also covering that one on the channel. And come on, says Lazia there, go the box, says Cedric, and hey, Hamish says Amira in the chat as well. I hope you are doing extremely well. Do let me know your score predictions for this game, ladies and gentlemen. It is kicking off in only 2 minutes time. We are about to know the starting lineups. I have to say, though, there are a lot of standout players for these two sides, whether it's Tereo, Tamani for the Fijians. He has been absolutely sensational. Josefa Talatholo, his captaincy could be so crucial, as well as his ability to get turnovers in the breakdown. Roscoe Speckman, hugely experienced for South Africa. Alongside him, Selvin Davids. His return has been much needed for the Blitzboks. They're missing Grobela due to injury, but Oosterhuizen has been able to step up. Nokia, the youngster, showing that he will be on the Seven Circuit for quite some time. We have got hi from Fiji X. Welcome in and come on Fiji, says Lazia, and hopefully Fiji coach got his tactics and strategy spot on, especially in defence, says DK. Well, that's the thing. Fiji have started matches well. That game up against the Irish, it was a little bit of a concern, of course, because we did see Fiji score 29 points, but then concede 24 in the second half. So it went from a very easy game to all of a sudden one that puts you on the edge of your seat, and you wonder, is there going to be the upset? Whereas that game prior to that, they did actually lose 24 points to 0 to Great Britain. So their last two games, they've conceded 24 points. The game prior to that, they only conceded 5. So they have started conceding a few more tries, also scoring quite a few for themselves in that last game of the quarterfinals. Toss of 50 set pieces, defence and position. What time is the match in Dubai? It has taken place in 1 minute. So the ladies' match for the semi-final has just finished between Australia and France. It is once again confirmed that it will be a New Zealand versus Australia women's final. Good evening, Hamish. Says Grant, welcome in and go Fiji. Says Caleb in there as well. But it is going to be an entertaining game. Try scorers, I think we're going to see a lot of them, because these two sides, they know how to try and create magic when they're out there on the field. South Africa's kicking game, I mentioned it very briefly earlier on, but the way they're able to put that ball in behind defence. Now, Fiji have got some speedsters. The question is, are they quick enough to stop South Africa from breaking through the way that we know they can? We have got there, Gollings need to work on defence. That's what was the problem last season, says Lazier. And also we have got there, can be any side, depends who was or who has more possession of the ball will take the win. Good luck, Blitzies. Says Langford. Yeah, Fiji in their last game, they had about 97% of possession throughout that first half. Whereas in the second half, they had a lot less. And with that came a lot less opportunity. South Africa, they are known for being able to manage a game well, keeping it in their possession, getting those crucial turnovers. I think both of these sides have the ability of getting those balls when they are in the breakdown, but we are about to see the starting lineup for both of these two sides, ladies and gentlemen, so we will know exactly who is taken to the field. For the South Africans, Ryan Oosterhuizen, Impi Visa, Zane Davids, Selvin Davids, Shilton van Veek, also Gerald and Nokia the two other players. Now, Goodald has been struggling off the kicking tee. Hopefully won't be a problem for him today. Josefa Talatholo as the captain for Fiji, alongside Jeremiah Matana, Sevu Mofinothangi, Filippo Satoranga, also Bukayaro, Kimineli Rasaku, and Taria Tamani, or Taria Vailawa, of course, an important factor. And the amount of tries he's been able to score recently, he's very impressive, already sitting on 5 throughout the 4 matches of the Dubai Sevens. Long time no see, brother. How you been? Says Kyle there. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are keeping very well. Yeah, it's been exciting. Ever since the Rugby World Cup, we have found, of course, the Sevens returning. Got international rugby coming next year early on with the Six Nations. Super Rugby back soon as well. Is it true New Zealand women have got 100 tries? More than likely, yes. I would say there are a few of the women's side. Michaela Blyde, I assume, would be the one who has got that many, but it will be the Fijians to kick off this match from right to left, ladies and gentlemen, to get us underway for the first of 2 of the Dubai Sevens semi-finals. Kicked high from Taria Vailawa. Fiji extremely strong at retaining their kickoff in the last game, and they've done just that. Offload from Mofinothangi, but it is forward, so they will go back. It's a tackle off the ball from South Africa. This looks like it's going to be a yellow card, and perhaps it could even be a penalty try. Goodold's discipline has been a big factor for the South Africans throughout this. And the worst thing is, it was a forward pass. He didn't need to make that tackle. Okay, they have said the pass was thrown forward first, so it is just going to be the scrum to South Africa. But I'll be honest, Goodold is the player I am most concerned about for South Africa, not only for his kicking game, but also his discipline. I think that's like his 2nd or 3rd yellow card. Could have been another one there, but luckily for him, because the pass was forward first, they go back for it. So no yellow card, still 7 on 7. But a mistake made early on from the Fijians. Retaining their own kickoff, though, that is a massively beneficial factor for them in this game. Selvin Davids now putting the ball back into the pocket to Shilton van Veek. Goes across now to Goodold. He's picked up and slammed down on the turf. Counter ruck from the Fijians. Kicked across from these South Africans with the loose ball. And holy goodness, says Amira, yeah, both sides playing at a frantic pace. That is a knock-on from Selvin Davids. Fiji looking for the turnover in the breakdown. They will not get it. And it will go back for the Fijian scrum here. 1 minute into the contest. Tosa Vititoso says Simran there. Yellow card says Viliami. It was not in the end because the foul of tackling the player off the ball came after the forward pass. So if that pass was backwards and he was tackled off the ball, more than likely would have been a yellow card. Could have even been an argument for a penalty try. But because the forward pass happened first, instead it is just the scrum to South Africa in that case. But now we've got a different scrum for the Fijians. They are inside of the South African 22. This game's going to be a hectic one. I feel like I'm going to run out of vocal cords by the end of it with how quick these two sides have started. Filippo Bukayaro gets it off to the left-hand side here. A little bit of space opening up in the middle for Satoranga, but he was shut down early by 3 South African defenders. Another knock-on, this time from Filippo Bukayaro. Double knock-on, in fact. South Africa now with the scrum, and it seems like there's some early nerves from both of these two sides. To be honest, I think whoever wins this game has an extremely good chance of going on to win the whole competition. In my original prediction, I went that Fiji and New Zealand would be in the final, and it would be South Africa getting the bronze. Now, there's a chance that that could happen. And that was actually before we even knew if it was a possibility of those sides playing each other. But for now, it's anyone's game. Still another 12 or so minutes remaining on the clock. Selvin Davids feeds the ball in for South Africa. They are deep inside of their own 22. Perhaps this is where they could consider the kick, and they do. Shilton van Veek gets a big old boot on it. Does keep it in the field of play, almost a 50-22, even though they don't have those in Rugby Sevens. Filippo Bukayaro trying to buy a bit of time. Shilton van Veek makes the tackle on him inside of their 22 now for the Fijians. Mofinothangi, I don't think I've ever seen that man kick the ball, and he thought about it. Now goes with a pass on the outside. Space opening up for Fiji. Runs out of space, though, there for Kimineli Rasaku, and it will be now the line out for the South Africans. South Africa win by 1 point. Says Mr. Loom there. See, I think my original prediction was Fiji by 3. So I think everyone's along the same boat of this is going to be an extremely close game. Kimineli Rasaku, great low tackle made there from Goodold. And wait, not yet, says Joe Tamata. Nicely claimed by South Africa. Selvin Davids, flat ball to Goodold, who's handled it very well in that scenario. Zane Davids, back to Selvin Davids. Inside ball to Zane Davids again. The tank that keeps going. He's knocked the ball on as well. And now Taria Tamani hit hard by Shilton van Veek. And the Okay, they're going back for the original scrum. I thought it was going to be a penalty there for player leaving feet. Disappointment from Davids to not be able to hang on to that pass. That was electric from the Blitzboks though. I think both of these sides are right on the verge of scoring a try and they just can't quite get that last pass or last little bit of handling right to be able to go on all the way. Zane Davids apologising. Come on, Te Reo Tamani, says Joe there, and go Fiji, go. Also, come on, Viti, says DK, and Fiji given position easily can cost them, says Lazio, although the benefit that they've got is the opposition are in the same boat. South Africa giving up the ball just a few too many times. I actually just saw the stat that they put up there, and that is, this is the 100th time these two sides have played on the HSBC Sevens circuit. That is a pretty monumental stat, and it's a pretty important game at the start. And where are they played currently? They are currently 5 metres out from their own line here, Fiji, after a great attack from the Blitzboks that led to Davids putting that ball down. Filippo Bucayaro to feed the ball into the scrum now. Decent push from the Blitzboks to go into the short side. Oosterhuizen has to make that tackle. Almost eats an elbow for his troubles. Fiji doing well to keep that ball on the ground now. Felipe Saturanga. In fact, it's going to be Jeremiah Matana. Still 10 metres out from their line. This is risky. Matana or Jeremiah. In fact, it's going to be more than Ofangi gets back to his feet, gives away the penalty for the double movement on the ground. Now, Goodrold takes the tap 5 metres out from the line. St. Davids again will throw himself at the line. Doesn't go for the... Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Goodrold gets over the try line though. Fiji, they were in the breakdown, almost able to rip it away. The referee then said no. And then Goodrold, while the player was coming out of the breakdown, pierced around the side, got the first try of the match for South Africa. I assume that was for no clear release of why the Fijian player wasn't able to contest that one. But either way, it is going to be the try for the South Africans. Goodrold now going to be lining up this kick. And he does manage to get it. We're in down a little bit more time on the clock, 6 minutes into this contest, and it is 7-0 in favour of South Africa. And come on, ref, says Lazier. And also really, ref says DK, go Fiji, go, says Shivnet. Maybe a hand down is why he wasn't allowed. No, but a hand down I think he would have been penalised for. I'm not sure, to be honest. No zip about the sport. Are Ireland any good in the sport? They're not too bad. They've been close to causing upsets before in terms of up the rankings. They did go head-to-head with the Fijians in the quarterfinals and almost were able to beat Fiji, who are defending gold medalists. Have also done very well throughout the last kind of 2 years or so. So they're pretty decent overall, I would say, the Irish side. And they can beat most of the sides on the circuit when they do get a right big shot coming in from Goodrold. Penalty now for Fiji, leaving their feet in the breakdown, protecting the ball. We have got there, come on South Africa, keep your nerves and please Fiji, says Fiji X. And what's the score in the France game? So France versus Australia, we did end up seeing the Australians get themselves the victory in the end. It looks like they are going to be going for the scrum now. South Africa, Goodrold, big shot. One leg above the horizontal, but the other was not. A ball about to go in. Hi, bro, love your commentary in Melbourne, Australia. Tosso Fiji, Tosso. And also, can we have a repeat of the World Cup final, New Zealand versus South Africa in this tournament? Also, it seems like a relatively high chance at this point. Although Fiji, I'd like to think that in the second half, they will be able to fire back that little bit more. Selvin Davids goes off to the right-hand side. The early handling errors from both of the sides. The nerves are gone now, and they're looking to play. South Africa couple sells on a dummy. Goodrold, though. Not enough pace to be able to work it away. The ball is kicked forward. It's a knock-on there from the Fijians, who look to get that ball, and they have managed to do well to shut that down after the knock-on, and that will be half-time now in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. 7 points to 0 in favour of South Africa. And I am just go the box, says Dion, and will Fiji win by 3 points? We'll have to wait and see. Go Fiji, go. The next team to score now will win, says Joe Tamata. That 7 minutes flew by. We have got our next live stream just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. That will be, of course, New Zealand versus Argentina, but we've still got 7 more minutes remaining in this matchup. So, will be very intriguing to see who manages to walk away with the win. I have to say, position-wise, we saw more of the ball in the hands of South Africa. Territory-wise, I'd say that South Africa also have that little bit of an edge. And they've been right inside of that 22 of Fiji multiple times, trying their absolute best to get over the try line. We have got there, what if a female referee gets slapped by a player, says Mr. Loon? Well, it would be the same if a player slapped a male referee. I'd assume the player would get banned. I don't know whether or not like a lawsuit would be involved, but it would be the same no matter what gender the referee is. Like, you're not allowed to hit the ref. We found that out in, what game was it that we had? It was a lower level game. Or in fact, it might have been a game in France. How one of the players to celebrate chucked the referee up in the air and kind of held him up, and the referee said, nah, red card, get off. And I forgot to say thank you for your great stuff during the World Cup a few weeks ago. You helped so many guys and girls around the world that could not see the games on TV, etc. Well done, mate. Says, Dennis, thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciated. We cover Black Cats cricket, especially our test series coming. We're hoping to do some of the test match cricket, although we haven't done the Bangladesh series, unfortunately. On the channel, can we watch this game, please? Says Livaneer, your best option if you are in New Zealand is on Sky Sport. Rugby Pass TV, we're showing a few of the games, but I'm not sure whether or not they are showing the playoff games, unfortunately, which is probably the only other option to watch the game for free. But 11 minutes time is when New Zealand versus Argentina is going to take place. It is going to be kicked off by the Blitzboks. Now, we did see Fiji kick off this initially, and they were able to retain their own kickoff. Can the Blitzboks do just that here? Get themselves some nice momentum rolling forward. And go the box, says Selvin. And as their drop kicks in 7, there is people really go for them though, mainly because it can be so beneficial to just break the line and score the try. But yeah, we've seen games won by drop kicks before. That is going to be Impiveza penalised. Ryan Ustahaza not being able to roll away in time. Now Fiji 22 metres out from their own line. Look like they are going to kick this one towards the touchline. So they want to have a crack at a line out rather than taking the quick tap. Anything can happen in this half, and Fiji just need to score. Yep, one score will get them right back into this contest. I should mention, if the scores are level at the end of the 14 minutes, we will be going to golden point time to determine who makes their way through to the Dubai Sevens final. Now, South Africa, they are the defending champions of Dubai, and they have got an extremely impressive record here. So they want to make sure that they are the side that make it far. Nicely claimed by Josefa Talatholo. It's hard to beat that man in a line out because his arms are just as long as most people's legs. Now Kimaneli Rasaku. Brilliant pace being shown here by the elusive number 11, Shilton Van Veek. Unable to stop, and the pass is loose. Tario Tamani has to clean it up. But Fiji have still got this ball at the 22. The last-ditch defence from South Africa helping them drastically. Josefa Talatholo trying to stay on his feet. Still 30 out. Sotoranga undecided. He's been taken off the ball by Ryan Ustahazen, who was offside. And it will be another penalty in favour of Fiji. That's about maybe 6 in total from both of these sides combined in this match, so there is a chance that we could see a yellow card relatively soon for either Fiji or South Africa if this keeps up. And second half, let's go Fiji, says Jocelyn, and go Fiji, go, says Livaneer. Come on, South Africa, keep your nerves, just keep the lead, says Amanis. Yeah, just a tackle break there through Selvin Davids created the chance for Filippo Bukayaro. And Vailawi was shut down just a little bit after by Davids. A ref for penalty and yellow card, come on, says Joe in there. Yeah, I don't think both sides can give away too many more penalties without further implications. Now, Kimaneli Rasaku tried to pass round the back, but it's gone straight to Roscoe Spickman, who's now going to be in a foot race with one of the biggest and the longest-legged Fijian players, Josefa Talatholo, who has done well, finds his offload up. This is a free-flowing game of rugby now. 4.5 minutes remaining, and Fiji attack from 30 metres out from their own line. Brilliant defence from the Blitzboks to shut it down in its tracks. But Josefa Talatholo, netball style pass. It was flat. Referee says play on. Kimaneli Rasaku. That's going to be a penalty against South Africa, not rolling away in the breakdown for the second time in a row here. Toso Vititoso says Mirisiana. How much time there's still? Another 4 minutes straight through Fiji. And it will be Filippo Bukayaro who scores it between the sticks. Fiji get back into it, and that will make the score now 7-all. You have to say South Africa, in terms of the attack so far in this game, have looked like the more dominant. But Fiji, when they get that little half chance, they can really strike and make a side pay. The longest-legged, and there's the best Amishism so far, says Grant Swartz. And 7 minutes to go, says Langford. And Filippo Bukayaro And also we have got there, yes, Fiji says Fiji X, and we are going to be sitting now 7-all in this game, ladies and gentlemen. And also we have got there, Tossa sponsorship, Tossa, says Muhammad. And their chat as well. Now 3 minutes remain, and 7-all. Like your commentary, bro, in Melbourne, Tossa 50 Tossa says, Akhtar, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. We have got the game just around the corner between New Zealand and Argentina as well. So be sure to check that out because that will determine who is facing the winner of this game. In the final, come on, ref, yellow card, box slow on the ball. And the ruck says DK, and come on, Fiji says Jocelyn. Chala Fiji says Simran, and yes, Tossa 50 Tosso says Livinia. Now, Tario Tamani kicks it off high again. Something that Fiji did so well in their game up against Ireland was retaining kickoffs, but they haven't been able to do so there. Fiji, was that a knock-on from Ustazen on the ground? It's very close, but Ronald Brown now gets it out wide to Shilton Van Beek, who's going to be in a foot race again, but Tario Tamani's got just enough dough to get back there, having to try and run away from 3 South African defenders. They steal the ball. He's crawling forward there, and it's a penalty to Fiji, the inexperienced of Machali. Wait, hang on. Okay, they've actually said it's a try. So, they've said that okay, I've got to listen to the referee. So, Machali has got that ball. He's then hit the ground. They've said he's not held. You're allowed one movement. That was more than a movement. That was a roll and a crawl. In the last game that we just witnessed, that was disallowed. This game, it stands now 14 points to 7 in favour of South Africa. Machali, he might consider himself a little bit lucky there. But, yeah, I think, like they've said in the commentary, there will be a bit of confusion, mainly because that was allowed, or that was disallowed in the last game, if that makes sense. But now, 14 points to 7, South Africa. They've got themselves a lead. Joseph Talatholo doing well here. Playing the man in the air was Machali. Now quick tap taken. Breaking forward, Tario Tamani, a lot of pressure coming from South Africa's defence. Looking for the offload there is Mothuno Fangi, and he's managed to free the arms. So now they get it out wide to Josefa Talatholo, who's only jogging at this stage. In fact, it's Jeremiah Matana. Looked for the pass, grab it forward, straight to Talatholo. Bit of a mistake from Shilton Van Beek, who just gives the ball away. Now Fiji, they've got 1 minute to get one try. Back across here again, come on Fiji. And where's the TMO, says DK. Oosthuizen on the ball, wins the penalty for South Africa again. And go to the box, says Dion. And also we have got to come on. And Sahel said, what did the ref do? I think it's referring to the last try in terms of not calling it as playing the ball on the ground. Tumbling with the ball. Says there. And also Talatholo says subnet in there as well. And any updates on France versus Spain? I actually have no idea what the score is sitting at in that contest, unfortunately. And also we got there another final, says Wise want to go South Africa, goes says Sahil. And also we're going to come on, says DK, but it is going to be the scrum feed now. 20 seconds remaining. And just wait, David, says Joe. And that one as well. So Zane Davids will be making his way from the field. We're on Fiji and South Africa now, says Joe Tamata. And also come on Blitzboks, keep possession, says Marnus. Yeah, they'll only need to hang on to this ball for a few more seconds to be able to walk away with this victory. And also come on Fiji, says Jocelyn. Ball is in. Big push from Fiji. Scrum penalty goes the way of South Africa for angling in against Fiji. This will use up the rest of the time on the clock. They will take the tap, South Africa. They boot the ball into touch, and it is going to be the Blitzboks through to the final, and they will face either New Zealand or Argentina. For 5 straight times they have said they've made it through to the final. Other teams always win from the ref. Says it was there for Joe Tamata. And also so say ref again, not fair, will rugby, get them investigated. Says DK. I'll be honest, it wasn't the greatest officiating I've seen. And like you guys know, in terms of impartialness, if it does look rough, I'll let you know. It just, there were interesting ones. I think the thing that hurt it was the fact that there was the disallowed try for double movement in the game just prior. So it's fresh on a lot of people's mind, and that was a very similar scenario. But at the end of the day, you got to play to the whistle. You got to play with what's given to you. And in the end, the Blitzboks, they were able to get those 2 tries. That then led to them having the 14 points on the board. But we will go over now to the next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. We are going to be covering the 3rd place final for the Fijians, as well as the South African final that is taking place later on tonight. But I will jump over to that next live stream. I will see you all in a very short moment.